You know what? This was the worst tech season of Black Mirror. If it wasn't for the storytelling, I wouldn't have made it through the season. I'm gonna rate these episodes like this: 5 stars for the tech and 5 stars for the storytelling, for a grand total of 10 stars for quick maths purposes. Hi, everybody. If you're black, I'm your African star cousin. This is HaterxHater. Subscribe if you enjoy shit talking on pop culture, and let's become refined haters together. Episode 1: Common People. This is one of those Black Mirror episodes you watch and you get mad because you know somebody with 3 brain cells and too much money is gonna be inspired by this shit. Stop giving these fuckers ideas. Look where we are because of Metalhead. Quick rundown. Tragedy hits a happy couple when the wife becomes brain dead because of a tumor. Not ready to let go, the husband signs up for Rivermind, which is a software service to stay conscious and functional. Did I mention that they broke and the service is like $300 a month? Obviously, software gets upgrades, and with each new version, the price goes up. It reaches almost $2,000 a month. If you don't pay to be a premium user, they just end up hijacking your brain so that you can recite ads at appropriate times. Eventually, the husband loses his job and he offs his wife. But don't stress, it was consensual but very, very sad. I liked this episode. The way they showed the tech was lazy, but the idea around it was cool. It was one of the few that wasn't the mannequin challenge. The whole subscription model commentary was a little too close to home, but that's classic Black Mirror. 2.5 stars for the tech. The story was great. I loved the actors, the chemistry was believable, the makeup to show how tired she was as the story went on was fantastic. 4 stars for the story. So grand total 6.5 out of 10, which is an okay start. Episode 2: Bet Noire. This does not qualify as a Black Mirror episode to me, because it's fantasy, not sci-fi. This was their most ridiculous episode, but does that make it bad? Quick rundown. Boss girl works in R&D at a food company when a girl she used to bully with her friends in high school comes to work in the same company. The new girl gives a masterclass in gaslighting, like phenomenal work. Get your lick back, Variety Milkmaid. Verity, the new girl, has this pendant that when she speaks into it, it quote unquote changes reality. Or as she explains it, it puts them on a different timeline in the universe where Boss Girl is the only one that knows what's going on. Kinda. She's able to do this because she has a quantum computer in her mansion. I don't know, man. In the end, they have a big fight, and Boss Girl wins when she gets the pendant under her control and gets to be the queen of the universe by turning into Beyonce. I liked the first half of the episode. I couldn't turn my brain off quick enough to enjoy the second half. The tech was in the realm of fantasy in this one, so I have to give it a 0.5 star for the fingerprint idea, I guess. The story was fun. I would have preferred the ending to be when she deletes nut allergies, Boss Girl goes to try show them that she has a nut allergy, and then when it doesn't happen, she loses it and attacks Variety and ends up locked up in jail. But nope, we get Empress Beyonce. I will give the gaslighting a 2.5 stars. So that's a grand total of 3 stars out of 10. Episode 3: Hotel Reverie. This doomed Yuri was amazing. I love this episode so much, y'all. It had me in tears, and I don't cry. That's not a flex. I think I have a problem. Quick rundown. Brandy's an A-list actress and she is hired to act in an old movie called Hotel Reverie. This company, Redream, is going to plug her into an old-ass movie so she acts as the male lead and everything else is the same. Somebody fucks up by getting coffee on one of the computers, so Brandy ends up stuck in there, surrounded by a bunch of frozen people, and the only person who's moving and she can talk to is the female lead, Dorothy. Time moves quicker in the movie world, so they end up having a love affair for days and falling in love. Once the system gets back online, Dorothy loses all the memories and they pick up where the movie left off, which is before they fell in love. Since they fucked up the script so bad, Dorothy ends up dying and it's super sad. Brandy leaves the movie world all sad because she lost the love of her life, but the Redream team gives her a phone so she can continue talking to Dorothy. Ethics and logic be damned. This was beautiful. It is 1,000 times better than the way I described it. If you're not going to watch this season, just watch this episode. It was heartbreaking that I enjoyed something Awkwafina is in. Luckily, she doesn't do that annoying voice thing she does and isn't that big a part of the story. The way they showed the tech was lazy, yet again. This was our first Mannequin Challenge episode. The idea around the tech is cool though. Like, I would watch full modern takes on classic movies like this. So I will give it a 3.5 since I would really be excited if it really existed. The story was fucking amazing. Up there with some of the best things I have ever watched. Wish they had better actors, but can't have it all, and it still gets a 5. Grand total 8.5 out of 10 stars. Episode 4 Playthings. Going back to classic Black Mirror, back in the hands of the British where it belongs. Quick rundown. This game developer creates Tamagotchi the civilization. This game reviewer gets a chance to test out the game before it is released, and he gets really attached to the trumpets. That's what the little things are called. He starts talking to them thanks to some acid, and he ends up releasing them into the mainframe of the government network. True to form, the tech was reasonable. I liked the range we got to see, the old school tech, and also the montage of the tech upgrading as he was buying the gaming consoles. We got to see multiple types of futuristic tech, not just a circle gadget and an app. It's cute, it's fun, 3 out of 5 stars. The story, commentary on the savagery of humans and society, sure, it passes. I think this is the only one that had a more society is shit message. The others were just romance stories or focusing on main character energy stuff, and I don't like that hyper focus on individualism and personal stories. I like the whole society is the problem stuff when it comes to Black Mirror. So another 3 stars. Grand total 6 out of 10 stars. Episode 5 Eulogy. Another tragic love story. Quick rundown. Philly, this old guy, finds out his ex, Carol, has kicked the bucket, and he is asked to participate in creating a eulogy for her. He has to put this, oh look, another circle. Anyway, he has to put this circle by his temple and look at some old photos so he can record his memories and create this eulogy. Problem is, it was a bad breakup, so most of the pictures had been ruined. So he can't remember the face of the love of his life. I ain't that old, so maybe it happens. I don't know. He ends up learning the real reason she rejected his proposal and finds a cassette with one of her original cello compositions, and that's what ends up being the eulogy. My problem with this episode is that it could have happened without the tech. Like, he could have gotten the call letting him know she's gone, and he starts reminiscing either alone or with a friend, and they end up finding the cassette, and he would send it to the daughter, and that would be the eulogy. It was a good story, but it didn't have to be a Black Mirror story. You get what I mean? Anyways, the tech gets a 1 star because it's just a circle turning your picture into a VR mannequin challenge. Story gets 3 because it was well paced and believable, but just doesn't belong in the Black Mirror universe for me. Grand total 4 out of 10 stars. Finally, episode 6, USS Callister, Into Infinity. Now this was fun. Quick rundown. This is the continuation of the first episode of season 4. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go watch that first. Now that Robert is dead, the clones are stuck in the Infinity game, and the game has now gone live to the world. They survive by robbing people in the game and watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. Relatable. The last part, not the first part. A New York Times reporter starts snooping around the game because he suspects there's some illegal digital clones in the games, which is true. The CEO tries to fix the problem by ending all the digital clones. The clones are also tired of living in danger, so they want to make their own universe within the game. So they go to the heart of Infinity and discover that a digital clone of Robert is in there constantly creating the game for eternity. Nanette kills him to save herself and the homies, but everyone ends up stuck in real-world Nanette's body since she was brain dead from the car accident. It was okay, I guess, to just jump in there, allegedly. This should have been episode 1. Actually, they should have uploaded this entire season backwards. It would have felt better to watch and not a whiplash of emotions. The tech was in the room with us. No notes. Very sci-fi through and through, so I'll give that a 5 because I have no choice. The story was fun. Commentary on ethics, consciousness, bodily autonomy, all that jazz. It was just placed weird in the whole season, and this one character carried the whole cast. And that's why it gets a 3.5 out of 5. Grand total 8.5 out of 10 stars. Overall, I'd give the season a 7. A 7 out of 10. I really did enjoy the storytelling, but I come to Black Mirror for the tech more than I do for the storytelling. Like, make another show if you want to be all emotional and like that. I want tech. I want sci-fi. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What do you think? I know IMDB did not agree with my ratings, but I want to hear what you think in the comments. If you want to hear more of my takes, check out my other videos. I think saying goodbye is awkward, so I'm just gonna stop talking now.